So we're on an undercover mission. We were told to get some Beyond Meat items so we could do a comparison of real meat and Beyond Meat. Brandon is terribly excited about the Beyond Meat opportunity.
No.
But we're going to have an open mind and see what we think of the vegan, vegetarian type of meat and the meat.
Well, I do have to try it today.
He says, oh, I found another deal. Hang on, we'll talk later. Okay, so we're looking for Beyond Meat, right?
Well, it's impossible.
Oh, it's impossible. Okay.
Impossible. There's Beyond plant-based plants.
All right, this is
burger.
less expensive, so we're going to go with this. We're going to go with the budget-friendly plant-based.
Well, here we go. There we go. $10 for a pound.
Okay. And
Yeah,
this
we'll
is
not do that.
$6.99 for
Look at that nastiness.
2 4-ounce patties.
Look
Okay, we got to be objective, so we got to look at it and go.
Look how that looks.
Okay. Okay, that looks kind of gray.
That looks nasty.
So far, we're not big fans of the color.
Okay.
The Impossible beef looks better color-wise.
So this is $6.99
Yeah.
for 8 ounces.
Yeah.
Good God.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see it.
We'll see how it goes. All right. Here is a lovely beef burger
Of our beef, right?
of our beef. Yes. And here is the gray Beyond burger. I can try and open it up.
The big thing is we just want to cook these and take care of them the same way so that there's absolute, as close of I guess comparison as possible, right?
Right. Yeah. So there's the Beyond beef.
How does it smell like? It doesn't even smell
It
good.
doesn't smell good. It kind of turns my stomach.
All right. Well, we may just do one patty for the three of us.
I'm sorry. I mean, I really do want to be objective, but just the get-go. All right.
Are you gonna do any seasoning with either of them, or?
I don't know. I wasn't going to. Okay. Do you want seasoning?
Whatever you think's best. So they're both cooking at 4.5. Oh, that one's not. It's hard to see in the camera, but 4.5, 4.5.
And I might reduce that once it warms up just a little bit.
All right, we'll see how this turns out. Now we will say, as we continue to cook, the newer patties have been provided on the beef side right over here. If we can get my finger there. And you can see the color change between cooked and not cooked. And honestly, the plant-based patty really hasn't changed color.
No, it
And
hasn't.
it almost looks bloody, but I'm not sure what that is. Now this is, we noticed on the packaging, it is the plant-based burger is supposed to replicate an 80% beef to 20% fat mix. Our beef here is a 90% beef to 10% fat mix. So you are seeing a little bit of caramelization there on that plant one. And we'll probably do a flip with this burger real quick, but it really hasn't changed color. You can definitely see even right now while we've been doing it, there's been color change right there from the cooking, but that's it.
You want this one flipped?
Sure, yeah. That's the one we started with, so because we want to try and go same time.
Yeah.
Now we didn't put oil on it to begin with, which is why it's kind of sticking a little bit. But yeah, that's interesting. Look at that, yeah. And that's also why it falls apart a little easier as well. Less fat, definitely falls apart easier. And that fluid just doesn't look good either.
And I just did flip
Like
it.
and maybe it's just me knowing that it's not the blood, but I don't know.
think we're about done on the ones that we're comparing.
I'll flip that probably one more time.
Yeah, I just don't
Oh.
want to use the
Oh, you're not
I'm
cross-contaminating.
not cross-contaminating.
That's funny. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm looking forward to trying it. I'm not looking forward necessarily to actually eating it. Like I said, I am trying to go with this in open mind, but seeing how it started off, where is it? Started off like this. So this burger started off appearing like that. So you can kind of see a comparison here.
Browned a little bit.
It has essentially caramelized a little, but to see how that, we showed the comparison earlier, how it transitioned. It just, there you go. It's a good raw versus that one. Yeah, it's a good comparison. But I'm not excited. We'll see. Theoretically it works out. That's the beef.
Okay, I gotta get another.
Oh, that's right. No cross contamination. All right. There's the plant one.
I'm going this one first. A little bit pink, not much. Your dad would like it more pink. This one has no pink. My fingers are clean. All right. We'll do a blind taste test to see if
Yeah,
your
'cause
dad
there's-
can tell the difference.
It'll be so blind.
There you go. I'm up for that. Tell me when you want me to show up for, because you want me to do a blind, right?
You're not going to be blind. Come check it out.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, come on. Come now.
Tastes like a burger.
Okay, so I'm going to look at it. All right. That one's not meat.
Oh,
The
sorry.
pork going into it.
Are we okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen.
Oh, the consistency is kind of meat-like.
Yeah,
It's
you know,
actually-
I've seen stuff
It's not too bad.
that is like, you know,
No, it's not bad.
say at a like a concession stand type,
Yeah, that's what it tastes
right?
Like a soy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
A soy burger from
can't
school.
really-
It's not super
Oh, yeah.
unappealing, honestly, but
Lots
it's
of
not
soy.
something I would want to try. It's not something I would order, is what I would say.
Right.
You know,
But-
I'm not gonna buy that taste, right?
Yeah.
But you know what?
But it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Me neither. But the smell alone deterred me a lot.
Yeah, it's not good for sure.
The smell is icky awful.
It's got kind of a rubbery.
Yeah. You can feel when the pork goes in. It feels rubbery.
Mhm.
Oh, the 57 makes it better.
Sure it does.
Well, yeah, but that's not a head-to-head.
I'll take that other. If you want to cook it, not make it go waste. I'll eat it. I'll eat the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
You're right. It looks way worse than it tastes.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. I think I've had burgers like this at a concession or
Like a school lunch type.
school lunch. Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
cafeteria type.
Or like mystery meat type.
No,
I'm serious.
No,
No, right. Yeah, not bad.
no.
Yeah, compared to the actual beef. Yeah.
Oh my God, the
So-
beef is so good.
I'll say performed better than expected, but still not as good as beef.
Well, and you got to look at this. Cost us, if we charged ourselves like we did a customer,
Yeah.
this cost us $2.99 a pound when we butchered it. It's more now.
And we paid.
That was $9.99 for a pound.
And that was the cheapest one you could find, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So cheapest one was essentially $10 a pound versus, we'll say 2.5 pounds,
Three
$2.
times. Three
Yeah.
times the cost.
So yeah, for us the cost not as good, flavor's not as good, but it did perform better than expected. So I'll give it that.
Yeah. No,
I'm
that's
still not a proponent of that, and I've made it very clear the nutritional reasons. I
right.
think maybe I'll look at the nutrition on that back of the card, and then I'll compare it to what a standard grass-fed beef would go for with 90 to 10% and see what that nutritional difference is.
Yeah.
Well, and we know what that is. It's grass, and it's corn, oats, and barley.
We also know the processor,
Yep.
the producers, obviously us. We know where
There's
it came from.
no preservatives in this other than freezing it.
Right.
That's your preservative.
Yep. Yeah, I do wonder. I wonder how long the Impossible Burger will last. Is it like a Twinkie? Will it last through a nuclear blast? Who knows?
Cockroaches are going, hey, don't touch it. It's not ready
Let's see if
yet.
it has an expiration.
Call me a glutton for punishment or a thorough journalist, but I'm at it again. So we're going to try the Impossible Burger. This time, it's ground beef style instead of patty style. All right, there we go. We've got one cooking and one ready to go. 2 6-ounce patties. We'll see how we work it out. I wanted to go with something that wasn't necessarily the budget friendly. They were saying Impossible Beef was one of the more expensive ones they had. So I wanted to kind of, I'm not going to flip it yet. It is starting to brown a little bit. You can see it's kind of halfway making it through there. And I do have it on pretty high, so it should cook pretty rapidly. What I did was I cooked the 2 patties. They were both pretty thick, I'm not going to lie. They're pretty darn thick. But end product, the first one was a little too hot too fast. So this one I definitely slowed it down, took my time. Got it cooked all the way through. I ended up cutting it in half at the very end just to make sure that everything was properly cooked. But what you'll notice is, despite that, goodness gracious, it is a thick piece of meat. And even with that, it still really kind of burns on the edge and it browns up pretty easy. So got to be careful cooking it. I recommend probably closer to 3-ounce patties if you're going to do this. It smells more meat-like now, more burger-ish. There's not a lot of flavor. I think we said that last time. This feels more burger-like, though, in my mouth. So it doesn't feel more plastic like that or rubberized like that other one did. It does taste more, or it feels more meaty. Yeah, but there's just not a lot of flavor. So good thing I got A1 and 57 sauce here. So yeah, I'll eat it. Not a problem. Again, probably a one-time deal because not a big fan of the processed foods and everything. We'll get into that. Also talk about the nutrition facts. I compared some of those to other beef, and I'll take some screenshots and show you. But yeah, it's okay. But wouldn't recommend it. If anybody wants to try it, go for it by all means. But I think you're going to do much better off with regular ground beef. Okay, folks, as promised, here's the nutritional facts. I wanted to use the same source so that there's no comparison because there's different sources and they're not all coming together and so on and so forth. So I use the same source. I have a personal diet app called Lose It, and this is what I use to track all my incoming calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, or your macros. I just put the 4 comparisons. I originally did the 90% beef to 10% fat and put it in here to compare what we had done personally in the video. But instead, I wanted to also take the 80% to 20%. So 80% beef to 20% fat and compare that, because that is what a lot of the plant-based proteins are trying to mimic. So it's that 80-20 split instead of the 90-10. So I wanted to do this and I wanted to add it on there so anybody can see that. So let's first look at the calories. Across the board, the best one is going to be 90% ground beef to 10% fat. And you can see that on all 4 things. But starting at the calories, it's only about 600 calories for that 90% ground beef. But then the plant-based proteins do happen to beat the 80% beef, ground beef. I did all at 12 ounces. The Beyond Burger patty was 3 servings. Each serving was 4 ounces. So 4 times 3 is 12. So that's why I wanted to make sure to put all of it in the exact same amount. And again, using the same source, which is this calorie tracker or this macronutrient tracker on my diet app, it helps keep everything as consistent as I possibly can. So for the 12 ounces, you have, 700 for the Impossible ground beef that I had by myself, but then 700 calories, just under that, for the patties that we had. Your best protein source is actually going to be, again, that 90% ground beef. And then the burger patties that we tried, along with what we did not show in the video, 80% beef, were both at 60. And the one that had the least amount of protein was the Impossible ground beef that I made into the patties on back half of this video. Moving over to the carbohydrates, obviously the real beef, the stuff produced from animals, is 0 grams carbohydrates. That makes complete sense. And then because of the plants, the carbohydrates will obviously be much higher for the plant-based proteins. What I would like to add as well is I think this part is important because when you're eating the plant-based proteins, that first one we tried all three together, there were pieces in there almost like grains. It almost tasted like seeds, like there were small sunflower seeds in there. The sunflower seed shell, but the inner part, the more meaty part, you could taste little bits of that. The stuff I had by myself, the Impossible Burger, it did not have that. It was more meaty, more actual meat texture wise. It felt like meat. And that might be why it's higher carbohydrates as well, because they've been able to grind it down better so that it doesn't taste like there's seeds in there or feel like there's seeds. It actually feels like ground beef. And then finally, we'll finish with the fats. Nothing is comparing to that 90% ground beef. So I'll say this, across the board, looking even at these numbers, the only thing that I would actually be somewhat concerned about when it came to 80% ground beef is the fats. But all day long, I'm going to pick the real beef over the plant-based protein. And that's not looking at it from a rancher's perspective. That's looking at it from a me personal dieting and making sure that I'm getting what I want for my goals. I'm going to go with the real beef every time. On top of that, like I said, it did not taste that great. Didn't feel that great. And so on and so forth. Last thing I want to finish with, price. We'll talk price. As you look at some of these numbers and you enjoy some of the information I just provided you, I'll also tell you that the ground beef for us, we said $2.99 in the video. We'll call it $3. Let's double it for argument's sake. So $6 a pound for our 90% ground beef. The Beyond Burger, Dad said it was 10 on the shelf, but looking at some quick math, the Beyond Burger patties we had, if you take instead of 8 ounces and you actually put it at a pound, that was $13.98. And then the Impossible Burger, which I had by myself, was $7.15 a pound as well. So taking everything and putting it 2 pounds instead of exactly what it was at 12 ounces or 8 ounces, 90% ground beef was, let's say, argument's sake, $6 a pound. Beyond Burger was $10 a pound on the shelf. Beyond Burger patties were $13.98 a pound, and the Impossible Burger was $7.15 a pound. So 6 pounds or $6, $10, $13.98, and $7.15. Ground beef to me in every which way, it won unequivocally.